You got to miss all the plugs.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Oh.
Still the, I'm not sure. So I'll have to redo them at the end anyway.
My headset wasn't working, and I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I think it was actually. I think it was this end actually. I think the sound thing was actually this end. So,
all of a sudden, just popped in both my ears, and I was like,
yeah. So I think there was an issue. I've managed to sort out what it was. So I'll just have to do the plugs again at the end, which I was going to do anyway. So it's not really an issue, but because they appear on the screen, it makes it much easier anyway.
Yeah.
So obviously, not that anyone else heard me, so I'm going to have to repeat it again. Obviously, this week we get Fastlane, which is actually tonight. Which is the last thing we will discuss because obviously everything else leads up to it. Well, it's meant to anyway. So we're going to see how that one works out. Okay, my question, of course, would be, judging from what I saw you post earlier on social media, you seem to have made some rather comprehensive notes. For those of you who didn't see, Aaron put up something in his Instagram story showing his show notes.
Yeah.
So, not a bad thing to do when you talk about this much stuff. Otherwise, that could get very.
Of course, we got the Panda Top as well.
Oh yes, I noticed that came back. Chunk. If I'm not mistaken, earlier though, when you posted about the show notes, was that Charlie in that picture? Yeah, I thought so. He does like getting involved, this Charlie.
He does.
He's like if you're playing like 2K19 or 2K20 WWE games, he's like the outside interference that makes no sense, but yet he's still there. Right.
I'm trying not to eat all of my snacks that I have for tonight, so I'm just like putting those to one side right now.
Yes, I mean you mentioned this on Salt and stuff, but obviously we'll mention it here. You're going to stay up and watch Fastlane. So I'm not. I have a lot to do this evening and a lot to do tomorrow morning, so I simply can't.
No, the silly part for me is I'm going to be watching it hungover as well, so it's like enjoying the fun.
Well, to be fair, that might be the best way to watch it.
Yeah. So I won't get like whiplash from Apollo's accent or something. Yeah, that's good.
Or humiliated by Shane McMahon.
Yes.
We are going to start with Raw, so which should be the best thing to do. The first thing I have on my list is New Day in the Hurt Business. Okay, so yeah, just have to bear in mind why Aaron fixes his technical issue right there.
New Day in the Hurt Business. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts?
I really don't see why. It's the honest answer.
I don't see why they got a title shot anyway. Like they didn't beat a member of the Hurt Business or something, from what I can remember of any time recently.
Well, as far as I'm aware, they didn't win a number one contenders match, which would be a bigger issue for me. As far as I know, they didn't. That's my point.
No, I didn't think they had either.
I was under the impression you're supposed to earn title shots.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that when you used to have the authority figures, they just used to hand them out willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Adam Pearce.
I mean, the start off of the show was like MVP and Lashley. And then you had The Miz interrupt, and then McIntyre interrupted, and I was just like, oh, thank God for that. So if we had to deal with Miz and Lashley again.
Yeah, I mean, We do have to talk about Miz in a bit anyway, because he does turn up later on in the show as well.
Yeah, I know, the whole funny incident.
Yeah, it's the next thing after on the list I have after about Hurt Business and New Day. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can watch New Day Hurt Business matches. I think both teams are very talented, but it made no sense.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At the start of the show, when McIntyre got cheap shotted by Lashley and the Miz, I didn't see Sheamus jumping Lashley coming. I was just like, wait, hang on, what? Why is he attacking Lashley? They're not friends.
It does make sense when you think about it. Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay.
Yeah. It's one of those, wait a minute things, and then you clock on. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and then of course you had the Miz versus McIntyre match, and I wasn't mad about it. It wasn't it was a good match, but it wasn't the best. Ending wise, I wasn't mad either. The fact he put Miz in the Hurt Lock actually kind of made me smile. Yeah. The way he slammed him face first down as well, I was just like, yeah, gotta be done.
Ironically, it's pretty close to Miz's own finisher, so.
Yeah, it is.
It was the true crushing finale.
Yeah.
I do apologise to every Scottish person in the world. The accent is terrible, but you know.
The whole Braun and Shane segment though that came up next was just stupid. I couldn't stop laughing. It was ridiculous. So
I'll tell you how bad it is. I've not even made a note of it because I weren't going to talk about it because that's how bad it is.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on it so that way we don't skip over the fact of how bad this storyline's getting and how much I hate myself for preparing my snacks already, because I would have done that in the match that's happening tonight at Fastlane. But we all make mistakes, just like scripting for WWE.
That's one big constant mistake, apparently.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but essentially, yes, it happened. Yes, it was terrible. I mean, some people may have liked it, in which case, fair enough. If you enjoyed it, good for you. I weren't one of them.
No. I mean, with the New Day versus Hurt Business match, I thought it was probably one of the best tag team matches on Raw for a while. Because there has been some crap ones.
That wouldn't be hard, I was going to say.
But when you think of the talent in the ring with the Hurt Business and the New Day, you knew it was going to be like a magic match. But,
yeah. I mean, look at the 4 people involved. That pretty much tells you.
But are we going to address the elephant in the room? Well, the elephant that entered the room after the match was over.
Sure, if you want.
For the Raw Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Oh, sorry, just booking. Booking. Well, why?
Apparently it's WrestleMania season, so booking's not a thing. Doesn't explain the rest of the year, but still.
It's just terrible.
Uh-huh.
So, did you watch that clip that I told you about of Omos's first match in NXT?
I've seen it, yeah.
It was one of the worst big man performances I've ever seen. And if he hasn't improved, WrestleMania, that match is just going to be a shit show.
I was going to say, you got to bear in mind, though, with that match, if it's still the New Day, right, and you got AJ, there's 3 people who can work their butts off. So all you need to do without I never remember his name, is just have him do a couple of big man spots. Very simple, very basic, and let the other 3 do all the work. That worked. Mm-hmm. But maybe he's improved. Maybe he's had some teaching in the meantime since that match. I hope so.
I really hope so. But I couldn't see him making like a phenomenal forearm off of the top rope or something.
Not being funny. Somebody like that should not be doing that. He doesn't
No,
need to. He's more akin to what Big Show should what Big Show used
and
to be,
Kane.
or yeah, Kane, Undertaker. He's that. He should be that kind of guy.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be doing 450s or forearms and tope con hilos and suicidos and all that stuff.
And Despocitos and
Yes, and Doritos.
chili con hero nachos
And Coca-Colas.
and Ludicolos
and Chockios.
and Doritos.
And yeah, I think we've allowed that to
We need to move on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, yeah, we've had a bit too much fun with that, I think.
Yeah, just a bit.
But, I mean, hopefully the other three can make that match look good, and hopefully, even if he is involved, it's been a while since he had that first match, so I'm guessing he's had a lot of training in the meantime, so hopefully it'll help. Plus, being around AJ all that time possibly should have helped as well with seeing things and being shown stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, let's move along.
So next I got Damian Priest versus Jackson Riker.
Oh, that's what I have as well, yeah. And oh boy.
Before I say anything, can I just say something? Someone needs to find the rest of Riker's trousers because those trunks look so tiny.
I'm guessing they got drafted by the Trump supporters out there.
They're as tiny as the amount of effort this match must have taken to put together. Let's face it.
Okay.
They just
Yeah. I mean, let's be clear about this.
wow.
I'll be very clear about this from my point of view. I think Riker's an idiot, okay? And it's not because he's a Trump supporter. I think he's an idiot because of how he expresses his opinion.
Mm.
Okay, I think people can support who they like in whatever regard it is, but don't do it in such a dumb way.
No, I agree.
You see, but anyway, yes, I think he probably should find us about 3 or 4 inches of extra material for his trunks. Yes.
Yeah, we've set up a GoFundMe page for it.
I mean, to be fair, maybe some people like those trunks like him, and they want to see that. I don't know.
I don't know how Elias managed to actually concentrate while he was standing next to him. It's just like,
well, I'm assuming he just thought, money, 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 money. Or maybe he was just thinking, oh, quiver, yes. Anything else but looking at Riker's trunks, yeah?
yeah, no.
Well, it must be off-putting for Priest, though, particularly. I mean, Jesus, the man had to touch him.
It was just like one finger slip somewhere, and we would have seen everything.
It'd be like a Ric Flair match from the 1980s.
Or an Eva Marie botch from the early 2000s.
Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, they all did various slips like that. So yeah. Although I think most of the men, apart from obviously the gay ones, would be quite happy to see the Eva Marie one. I do not approve of public nudity in this regard, but it's not something that be objected to. But an accident is fine, just not intentional.
I mean, if it's not Eva Marie, then you got to look at Nikki Bella when she had her trunks pulled on the apron a little while ago.
Yeah, the thing is with something like that, that's just bad planning.
Yeah.
And with something like that, that's not even Nikki Bella's fault, because that's clearly someone's a dumb ass, basically.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what is Nikki supposed to do? Get your hands off my trousers and don't show my butt. Yeah, that's really going to ruin the illusion, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess maybe.
So, Or maybe somebody saw one too many, as I said, Ric Flair matches from the 1980s because pretty much his butt was on show most of those matches when people would do roll ups. They'd pull his trunks and you'd see most of his butt and then they'd roll him over.
Yeah.
For those who are not familiar with it, check out the network. There's loads of examples of this.
There you go. Shane versus Braun.
Oh, hang on. Before you jump to that, I'm going to do this now because it goes with punishment. It goes with Priest. They call him Patrick Martinez again because that was his former name. But with Priest, obviously you got Bad Bunny. I'm going to touch upon this because I think it's worth to touch upon. I do not blame Bad Bunny for this. This is not his fault. Giving R-Truth the 24/7 title.
It is what it is.
Yeah, essentially. Is it Bad Bunny's fault? No, absolutely not. Is it Truth's fault? Absolutely not. But this is a classic example, something that we both have an issue with. WWE Creative being bloody stupid.
I mean, they have a title. They should fight for the title. I'd much rather see Bad Bunny versus R-Truth than what we're going to see at Mania.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising, is it?
Because it's obvious now that it's going to be Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus Miz and Morrison.
Yeah, that was something that had been muted for a while, so I'm not that surprised.
I mean, as a wrestling fan, I can't see it I can't even see it being a half decent match. It's just going to be for entertainment / comedy value.
Yeah, there is that, but bear in mind, Morrison and Priest can both wrestle. They're both very good wrestlers, and I think Bunny may surprise a few people.
Yeah, I mean, he's been working behind the scenes in the CWC with a few superstars. There's been some social media posts of him and doing some pin work and stuff like that.
Yeah, it means he's taking it seriously and he's tried. So he'll probably surprise a few people.
Yeah, but I would have liked to see him versus R-Truth at Mania. That would have been good.
I mean, that was never going to happen because they would want to give him a match against Miz. Because you think about it, Miz has a reality TV show he's on, so he's actually on TV. So it's two celebrities, match together, which being funny. There's only one of them who's actually a celebrity, and that's Bunny.
Yeah.
Whether you like Bunny's music or not, he is a celebrity.
Miz is a superstar.
Miz is a reality star.
Yeah, extra one of those on the reality.
I mean, to be fair, he wasn't. It's not like he hasn't done stuff like that because he was in Real World. That's how he became famous in the first place. But he's not to the same level as Bunny is because Bunny is internationally known. The man sells
records,
buttloads of records. Yeah, and it's not even the same level because people love that guy. Is it to my taste? No, but that's okay. I doubt I'm his demographic, in all honesty.
No, I mean,
but that's okay. It's not an issue because you can still appreciate somebody being talented and being able to do something without having to actually like it yourself. Because you don't need to like everything, and you shouldn't.
No.
And I'm a big fan of this when it comes to wrestling. I like variety. Give me variety. If the match is comedy, hopefully it's good comedy and it's not bad WWE comedy because that sucks.
Yeah. It really does.
To be fair, they can do good comedy, but it's so rare.
Yeah. Incredibly so.
Yeah, we saw an example of their bad comedy shit with Shane and Braun.
Oh, yeah. Especially the match. I mean, I knew. Are we done with Bunny and?
I think that's pretty much. I think we've pretty much covered that, to be honest. So yeah, you can go on to the next thing.
Yeah. So the Shane versus Braun. I was shocked when when they said, "Oh yeah, I'll have you in a match tonight." I was thinking, wait, they're actually going to do this? Are they going to Like at least I thought they was just like building up heat for like WrestleMania. It's just like
So,
part of me was thinking, oh my god, is Braun going to absolutely destroy Shane so badly that Triple H comes out and like saves him, and then we have a whole Mania feud between Braun and Triple H, thanks to what happened at Survivor Series previously. And I was just like, yes, 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 awesome. And then the match
no.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no.
again, no, because what you're describing there is long-term booking and storytelling. WWE do not do long-term booking, and also it makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean,
So,
it wasn't. I knew the match wasn't even gonna start,
you knew something was
but
going to
I
happen.
thought
Yeah,
it was gonna be
absolutely.
for a completely different reason.
Yeah,
But it wasn't what I was expecting. Like Shane to like turn around and actually get the upper hand on Braun. I was just like, well, okay then. This isn't what I was expecting at all. And then to see the green paint was a bit, maybe a step too far. Like,
what you got to bear in
why
mind
green
though,
paint?
what you got to bear in mind when it comes to Shane is ever since he came back, every time he's faced wrestlers, he's booked like he's at their level, that he is a wrestler. He's not,
No.
but yet they treat him that way. I mean, look at the match he had with Undertaker, match for Kevin Owens.
I mean, his match with Undertaker wasn't the worst Undertaker match I've like seen.
Yeah, but they booked Shane as if he is equal to the Undertaker, which he's not.
No, he's not. He's really not.
Right, but this is the issue with Shane since he was brought back. With the whole lockbox bollocks, basically. Whenever he's in a match, he is booked like he's a wrestler, not an out of shape old man who just happens to does MMA training, which is what he is. I mean, he's out of shape because of the amount he sweats and all the breathing he has to do during matches. He's clearly not in wrestling shape.
Hmm.
So the fact you put him in a match against somebody like Braun, who's a strong man and physically fit, yeah, Braun should kill him.
Yeah. And I hope that happens.
Yeah. It won't, because it's the Shane McMahon booking triangle. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. So you enter it and you'll never get anything that makes sense in it.
No.
Because Shane McMahon likes big sweaty men. Oh wait, no, that's Vince.
It's some good shit.
Yeah, Vince McMahon's booking philosophy. I like big sweaty men. Damn it. The 1980s for people who don't get the reference. So, but yeah,
And
Vince
those of you who do, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I feel very sorry for all of you. So I also feel sorry for the fact I had to do that impression to explain it. So, but yeah, let's see. So matches: Asuka and Baszler.
See, I was looking forward to this match, and for me, I think it delivered. Even after the match was what I wanted to see between the two of them, just beating the hell out of each other because of what Baszler accidentally did.
Well, that's how
So I'm
both of
glad
them should
over his concussion.
Yeah, that is how both of them.
Over a concussion. Though.
Yeah, both of them need to be booked that way, so they'll beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
because that's how they should be booked. We all know Shayna is an ex-MMA fighter, and she's insane. And obviously, anyone who's seen NXT knows that as well. And anyone who's seen Asuka in NXT knows that as well, or Asuka in Japan. So you'd expect them to beat the crap out of each other. It's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, this match is like on a level for me with like one of like a few dream matches between like female wrestlers that I actually want to see in WWE.
Yeah,
because I mean, I want to see like Asuka versus Ronda at some point, but more than anything, I want to see Asuka versus Naoko Satomura because I think that would just be like WrestleMania caliber match.
Okay. Something we do have to address here, though, Aaron. Asuka. You're calling her Oscar.
Yeah.
Asuka. It's a different name.
But it's just pronounced the same way, Oscar.
No, it's not. Because it's a Japanese name.
Asuka.
Yeah.
Asuka.
Yeah, you have to bear in mind when somebody's not, if a name is not natively English, the sounds are different because of where they're putting the names. So just something to bear in mind. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I mention it because wrestling fans are very fickle and somebody will complain at some point.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear Byron Saxton calling the matches on a Monday, he says Oscar. He doesn't say Asuka.
Yeah, because he's an idiot. It's the honest answer to that one. If you're going to, particularly commentators, this is a big issue of WWE commentators, learn to pronounce the names of your talent properly.
Yeah.
It would help. I mean, Nakamura's a big one in that regard. And if you're like Michael Cole, you can't bother to learn his whole name, so you just call him Shin. Shut up.
Yeah.
That's insulting.
The wrestler,
and
not
rude.
a part of someone's leg.
Yeah, it's insulting and rude.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, again, it's a case of I tend to find it's best because I mean, you wouldn't want somebody to call you Aaron, would you, or something along those lines? You'd want to be called by your proper name, right?
I mean, like with my dad's Irish side of the family, I was called Aaron, like at weekends, and Aaron on weekdays. So
okay, that's a different thing. It's kind of like what we're talking about. Because in Ireland, yes, it is pronounced differently.
Yeah.
Hence my point with Asuka's name.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. It's a little thing. I'm not overly fussed by it, but as I told you, wrestling fans are petty, small-minded. Well, at least some of them are, and somebody will make an issue of it. Because it's the internet and everybody loves things that they don't agree with. But back to the match itself. Yeah, great match. Also like 2-1.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, hopefully we get more of them, but we'll see. But don't WWE, I doubt it.
Oh, I'd like to see a rematch.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. So after them, I have Riddle and Ali.
Ali.
Which made no bloody sense to me at all, considering Fastlane.
It was an okay match.
Yeah, but according to...
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, unless I'm wrong...
because of Fastlane.
Yeah, unless I'm wrong, they faced each other at Fastlane. Why have that match literally 6 days before you're going to have it on a pay-per-view? You've got Retribution, right? Why not get Slapjack or T-Bone or whatever the hell his name is to have the match instead?
Part of me's hoping that tonight on Fastlane, Retribution turns on Ali, finally, and I will be happy.
Well,
because it just makes sense, like booking wise. Like it needs to happen. They need to get rid of him because he's just getting on people's nerves.
Yeah.
Getting on my nerves.
To be fair, I don't think you're wrong, but WWE booking and all that, it's something we go back to a lot of the time. It makes sense.
I mean, I'm just going to be generally disappointed tonight, I think.
It makes sense, but it won't happen. That's the honest answer.
Yes.
But we'll see. I mean, we are going to talk about Fastlane when we get to the end of the shows anyway, so we will come about that. We'll also do some predictions as well for that. So, yeah, so Riddle and Ali, pretty much was on the show because basically Fastlane. But yeah, I don't see the point in it. So, after that, the only Raw thing I have left is Lashley and Sheamus.
Yeah, didn't the ref have his hands full in this match?
Yeah, ouch.
the first 5 minutes, I swear, I think I saw the referee actually take a hit from Lashley, and I was just like, oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, MMA fighter Lashley and street thug Sheamus. Yeah, you want to get in the middle of that, don't you?
Yeah, just having a referee sandwich within the first 5 minutes of the match, and you're just like, well, I would like to be that guy.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, it's okay. Oh God, I can't do it. I'm out.
And also, Tom Phillips actually mentioned Lashley's MMA background live on Raw as well. So I was a bit like, isn't Vince totally against talking about MMA and stuff like that on showings? Or
It might be because it's Bellator and it's not UFC. Because when Lashley did MMA, it was for Bellator, it wasn't for UFC. UFC's Dana White and Brock Lesnar and all that stuff, but Lashley did Bellator, which is different.
Yeah, I mean, but it was a hard hitting match though, wasn't it? And there was actually a 3 count that was miscounted by the official before Lashley got Sheamus in the hurt lock.
The thing is with that's not the official's fault because the officials are instructed. Finish the count. It's for the talent to actually move or to get out of stuff. The referee will make the match look very stupid if he stops in the middle of a count because he knows it's not supposed to be a count. So the officials are told, just count.
That's what happened.
Yeah. So that's the talent's fault.
It was
the referee.
1, 2. And just like you saw his hand hit the canvas, and he didn't say 3. He just waited for them to break it up. I was like, nice.
Well, to be fair to referee, that's not his fault. That is the talent.
Yeah.
Because the referee knows what should be going on there clearly. So what's happened is the referee's done what he's been told to do, but he's like, now I've got to think of a way to get around this because I've just done a 3 count.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sheamus and Lashley, I imagine, probably got a bit of telling off for that because that doesn't look good.
No. It didn't look good at all.
Yeah. So, not surprised. Yeah. We're not surprised by who won either. Gee, what a surprise.
No, not at all.
So,
but I'd say this week's Raw probably about 6.5 out of 10. Wasn't overly good, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of things. So, okay, I can see why you'd give that.
Yeah.
I just thought there's a lot more that went against it, to be perfectly honest. And the Shane McMahon stuff really.
Yeah.
And then the
They're kind of being generous with 6.5, to be honest, but you know.
Well, to be fair, you got the tag match and you got Baszler and Asuka, so I think that's a fair mark, simply based on those 2 matches. I don't mean,
I don't want to bring up NXT UK yet because I've got just nothing but good things to say about this week's episode. So,
well, the next thing we're talking about is just normal NXT. What we can do with the UK one is we could do it we can do it after SmackDown if you want, so you can have a nice positive thing before we do the Fastlane stuff.
Yeah,
work better for you.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it either. I don't mind.
Okay, well, you do it when you want to do it. But obviously, the next thing will be just regular NXT anyway.
Yeah.
And the first thing I have on regular NXT is your favorite wrestler.
See, I don't have that first because Karrion and
no. I have big issues with that, but I'm leaving that. I've got that on the last thing because obviously the tag match.
Yeah, but I wanted to say that Scarlett on the microphone this past week was pretty magic. I like how they're developing her character.
something we disagree on. It's bad WWE creative.
But I'm the same with the tag championship match thing. It's just like, for fuck's sake, booking.
Well, this is what I mean.
Booking, why?
Yeah, because that's part of the issue. Because what they did with her was to lead to that tag match, which is why I was going to do it all together for the tag match. But that's fair enough. Because that is when it happened in the show, was at the beginning. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it made no sense because you got Finn and Cross and Scarlett, and then Scarlett's going, I see two men draped in gold. Out come Lonnie and Birch, and then she decides to like, oh, Lonnie, Birchie, how about you put your titles on the line? And for some reason they go, yeah.
Oh, she said that she kind of mollycoddled them and said, like, you don't want to be known as cowards, do you? And it just really played on the egos, the characters' egos.
But they're heels. That shit shouldn't work. If they're faces, sure. But if you're a heel, you don't care if somebody calls you a coward. You're like, and?
No, so I've got the gold, so who gives a fuck?
Money. So again, it made no sense. Again, it's a creative choice. I don't blame the talent for this. It's just bad.
Do that. The fact that they actually did that to them and then had Finn and Carrion lose that match as well, I was just like, what's that done for Carrion and Finn's characters? Like,
yeah, and who lost the match?
Finn.
Your reigning champion. And it's also the WWE trope of mixing the tag championships with a singles champion, which they keep them with the women.
Yeah. And we hate them for it.
Yeah, and this one of the many reasons I didn't like this.
No, I didn't either.
So, I'm sure there's people who did. Fair enough if you did. Okay? Not me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. But obviously, the tag match happened at the end of the show, but the first prelude bit happened at the beginning. So then it would be Loomis, wouldn't it, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, Loomis in theory.
Yeah.
I mean, the match was okay, but I'm biased when it comes to Loomis because, well, he's my favourite wrestler. So.
Yeah, that's why I gave it the introduction of your favourite wrestler, so everyone realised that there's like to be a slight bias here.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it.
What's not wrong with it? It forwarded their story.
Yeah. I was laughing at the hug moment mid-match. And Loomis was just like, "Nah, come here, give me a hug." Like, but I'll put the silence on you instead.
It's like, I don't trust you. Oh, come on, give me a hug. No, I don't trust you.
Way to mess with somebody's mind.
It was funny, but it made sense for the characters, so that's fine. Because if you're going to do that sort of humour, it has to make sense with your character. And Dexter Loomis is the kind of character that works for. There's very few it does, but it works for Loomis.
Yeah.
Simply because of his character.
Yeah. Even with like the drawing and everything, his like character, it helps him.
Yeah. As long as what they do as a character makes sense and goes with what they do in the ring, that's fine. You can do comedic stuff as long as it works for your character, and in his case, it does.
I mean, you can go from like one side of extremes to the other with Loomis's character, though, because he can have the comedy value, but he can also have the creepy, like in your face, like make you feel uncomfortable character.
Well, that character he perfected back in TNA, because he used to be a guy called Sam Shaw, and he was sort of like a creepy stalker serial killer type.
Serial killer.
So, yeah, it's not exactly a new gimmick for him, but he does it very well, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's the honest answer when it comes to a gimmick like that. It works. Yeah. Although Theory did seem to not have the way, which was a bit weird. Where
Sorry?
were they? The Way. Where were they?
They said it was to do with his therapy. The last stage of his therapy
Right.
was to confront Loomis on his own.
Okay, probably something we should actually have said before NXT. So sorry, probably should look at a lot of the NXT matches and people were changed very late because there was a COVID outbreak
Yep.
in NXT.
Mm-hmm. Again.
Yeah. Which I suspect is why I suspect the Way weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at least it made sense of explanation of like, oh, it's part of your therapy. Well, it makes sense because they've been doing therapy skits. That's fine.
Yeah.
It makes sense in the story, not an issue.
I mean, this match wasn't actually supposed to have happened until I think it was like next week, but they had to bring it forward because of the Way having a COVID spike.
Mm. Well, maybe they were told to stand and deliver.
Mm.
I'm going to use that joke right up until that event happens, by the way.
What if Stand and Deliver 2 happens next year?
Well, it's 2 days, so we'll get to do it over 2 days.
No.
If it happens next year, then I'll do it then too.
If it's going to be like a yearly event like WrestleMania, but for NXT. I mean, I heard somebody call it the other day Training Wheel Mania. And I was like, that's brilliant.
It's not wrong. That's probably a good comparison, actually.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Let's see. So next to the one. So obviously you're happy about that, which is cool. I now have Cole and O'Reilly.
The Cole and O'Reilly segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole's whole promo was great. It was like emotional. It had everything a decent promo needed to have, but it was just a bit flat, in my opinion. Just a bit. You've been in a faction for this long, and you're literally saying, "Oh, I'm done." It's like
Adam Cole has been in a faction for 70,000 years. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's just like it was what it was.
The thing with Adam Cole and promos, if you let him do his own promos, he's fine. He's not great, but he's fine. He can't do scripted promos. He's terrible.
Mm.
Okay. On the other hand, the other gentleman in this skit can do them very well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the way I can't say the way without thinking of fucking Johnny Gargano now. In the way it was, there it is again. The way it was.
It's the only way you can say it.
It was done
literally.
Cleverly.
Yeah. The way they did it, yeah. The way they did it. What we should do when we do the NXT thing is have a punishment thing. So every time you say the way, you have to put money in your charity thing for the Epilepsy Society.
No, I'll be broke. I'm already up to 10.
Oh, the swear jar.
Yeah, and I might be streaming. I might be streaming later.
Oh, cool. Well, we'll definitely make a point of reminding people of that one to check it out because we will. So, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. So basically, that happened. Oh, they got arrested or something, wasn't it? I don't bloody remember exactly what it was, but they had to keep it apart. So.
Kyle ran Cole off the road, and got arrested. But it's all going to come to a head next week, apparently.
As long as there's no charges.
Yeah. Or COVID spikes.
Yeah, as long as there's no charges, yeah. Bear in mind that Jeff Hardy and Elias had a storyline which involved someone being run over with a car. And nobody ever got found guilty of anything, despite the fact somebody admitted to doing it. That's all I'm saying. Right. So.
Then you had Legado versus Breezango.
Yes, I'm more interested in the aftermath of this, but yes,
I like Devlin's return. That's what
that's
I've got down for it.
it's what I'm referring to.
I saw the headbutt come in and I was just like, thank you. The Irish, thank you.
I do actually have something to say about this, and I'll get your opinion on this. Plenty of people I know call Jordan Devlin Mini Finn Balor and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He's
He
like
trained
he's like
under him, so.
it's like somebody's gone to 2K19 and done create a wrestler, and you've got Jordan Devlin
Yeah.
to be your Finn Balor.
Finn Balor hornswoggle size.
Yeah.
Finn Balor in miniature.
It looks like it does look like you've just got like one of those Finn Balors, put him in one of those KSI compressor things, and it's just gone and only done it halfway.
Right. But yeah,
But
I'm
he is a
glad
good wrestler.
he is indeed. But I'm glad they're doing something with these two cruiserweight titles. There needs to be just one. They need to unify
Yeah.
them. I'm glad that's happening.
Especially now that NXT UK have got the Heritage Cup Championship.
Yeah.
Do with that information what you will, because I hate the fact that it's a cup championship, because it just doesn't make sense.
We can discuss that when we get to NXT UK, because we will.
Okay.
Because I know you like to talk about NXT UK, so we will get there. But yeah, so you got Devlin against Escobar for the cruiserweight titles unification at some point. So good.
That's stand and deliver.
Your title of your life.
And then we had Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai.
Yes, I have that here as well.
I'm being honest, I thought it was going to be a squash match. And it wasn't. It was like a natural match, and it was a pretty decent one, to be honest, as well.
I was going to say, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Zoe Stark, but Zoe Stark is actually a very good, talented wrestler. She's good talent. So I wasn't surprised too much. So I was glad to see she got a decent outing. Dakota Kai was always winning, of course.
Yeah.
But it makes Dakota look better because she beat somebody who's actually got skill, which is why it's never a bad thing to be in that kind of a match, because it makes you look better if you've beaten somebody who's got talent.
Yeah.
So, but of course, after that, you have Io Shirai demanding that Raquel Gonzalez face her.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for the match.
With dirty side eyes from Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the way Io just got into the ring and Dakota looked at her and she just went and walked past her and handed Raquel the title papers as if to say, beat you, go away.
Yeah, but again, it's in character. Makes sense. Well, it's all good. But I think they're pretty much tipping the hat to, they think Dakota and Gonzalez are probably not going to be a thing for too much longer.
No, I don't think they will be either.
So, quite possibly.
I mean, it was fun while it lasted, but that's a lie.
Yeah.
Was it fun while it lasted?
Yeah. Well, the first NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, I'm guessing that one half of them is going to get a shot at Dakota at Stand and Deliver. And I think Dakota will probably cost her the match.
Probably. I mean, Raquel's already decided that she wants her championship match at Stand and Deliver. So from now until then, it's just going to be story build up between Raquel and Io. Yeah. So we won't be having any championship action at all.
I was going to say, it's a good job that we don't have to put money into a box every time we're going to have to say Stand and Deliver for the next few weeks for this, because that's going to get expensive.
Yeah. It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I liked the match, and the confronting her afterwards made sense as well. So it makes sense. It's good. It's logical booking. I'm a fan of it.
And it's also booked in for next week. Zoe Stark and Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai and Raquel. So it's worked on two fronts too.
Yeah, logical progression. I'm a big fan of it. WWE needs to do more of it. The next thing I have is Tommaso Ciampa against Marcel Barthel.
I called Walter's return. I called it.
Yes, you did. I remember you saying so. So But I'm pretty sure Ciampa wishes it hadn't happened because I'm pretty sure Ciampa probably needs reconstructive surgery in his chest at this point.
Yeah, I was more concerned about the angles they landed on when Water powerbombed him because of his neck. And I watched that and I rewatched it like 2 or 3 times. So I was a bit worried. Like I was like,
well, maybe they turned around and said to Ciampa, "You can either take 10 chops from Water, or you get him powerbomb." And you went powerbomb.
yeah.
To be fair, that would be my answer as well.
Sounds like the deadliest coin flip imaginable.
10 powerbombs or 10 chops.
Look at the 10 chops that Jack Starr's got in Walter's debut. He had a handprint right across his chest.
Yeah. Although I will say this, guys and girls, if you want to see examples of Walter's chopping ability, you need to watch his independent work. They are much worse.
Oh, and another thing, Ring Camp was mentioned by the commentary, and that's but
that seems a bit weird considering that's Imperium essentially.
Yeah, it was mentioned during the match.
Yeah,
they said about Bartel being in Ring Camp with Thatcher and Wolf.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. There obviously was no tag match because it was meant to be Ciampa and Thatcher, but Thatcher's one of these people that was kept off because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it was a singles match. But we got Walter, so...
Yeah, I called it.
Yeah.
And that also links on to like something that's happened in NXT UK this week.
Yeah,
as well.
I figured that would come up. Yeah. Next thing I have is basically essentially a squash match, which is LA Knight against August Grey. It's what you'd expect. It's to basically showcase Knight, make him look good, give him a match, people see him. That's it.
He was impressive. I'll give him that. And hopefully we get to see him versus Reed soon. I just want that to happen.
Well, again, that was another thing supposed to happen because Reed couldn't, because thingy. So, again, not that surprising. But again, for those who've never seen LA Knight before NXT, check out his work as Eli Drake. If they're allowing him to do that, it'll be good.
Yeah.
So,
and then main event.
I'll say, I have the tag match after that, which again we've sort of covered earlier. So, yeah, this is where WWE bookers infiltrated NXT. Why is your big main champion taking the pinfall in a tag match?
It was a throwaway main event, to be honest. Yeah. It just happened, and the only thing it did was add to the storyline between Karrion and Balor, and that was it.
That was the good part of it, but it was badly executed because the tag match itself should not have required Balor to lose. There was other ways to end that match.
And I'm not gonna lie, Scarlett getting taken out by Balor, Birch or Lorcan, whatever one was supposed to be knocked into her, didn't even touch her. You saw Scarlett throw herself across the floor. It was
but if you watch Scarlett afterwards, she's smirking, so it's clearly deliberate on her part. So Scarlett covered that, and that's fine. Because I'm assuming he probably was meant to go clattering into it, but obviously those guys are big, bulky guys. So Scarlett's tiny. So if they legitimately hit Scarlett, that's gonna do some damage. So I'm glad that didn't actually happen. But Scarlett covered it well.
She's tiny, but she's dangerous in a ring. And she needs to get in the ring soon.
Right, I was going to get on that one. But it's still a case of they are much bigger than she is. So if he falls on her, that's going to hurt.
I mean, what I'd like to see a stand and deliver if Io Shirai does beat Raquel Gonzalez, I'd like for all the lights to turn out, turn back on again, and Scarlett be standing opposite Io Shirai.
Okay, I have an issue with it, but I like the idea of it, mainly because Scarlett hasn't earned anything. So why would she be allowed that?
No, I'm not saying she'd go straight for the title. I'd say she'd be standing there in front of her, and Io just be like, "Wait, you don't wrestle," and then the next week it'd be Scarlett's debut, and she take on like a former champion or something.
Okay, I can get behind that. That makes sense to me.
Or takes on Raquel Gonzalez after she's been beaten by Io Shirai and beats her in a one-on-one match.
It makes sense, especially if they want to get Gonzalez onto the main roster, because if Scarlett can beat her, then it's an easy way to get rid of Gonzalez.
Yeah.
So it makes sense logic-wise, which is why I'm worried about WWE booking. So, but it makes sense.
I mean, all in all, I gave this week's NXT an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I can say it. It was mainly consistent, apart from a couple of things, and the stuff that did worked well. So yeah, I can say it.
Yeah, it was purely booking factors with those two negative points, to be honest.
Yeah. Which is what NXT's usual problem is, in all honesty. It's generally not the work in the ring.
I mean, with the COVID spike as well, there wasn't much that they could do to avoid some of the changes that they had made, but...
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, that made me much more tolerant of some of the stuff that happened, but to be fair, they did a good job with the stuff they did, so, for the most part.
Yeah.
So, there was that. So, did you want to do the UK one now, or do you want to do SmackDown now?
Yeah, I can do the UK one now if you want.
Cool, because I know you're quite happy about this, so go ahead.
NXT UK this week had the best 2 matches of this week in WWE, in my opinion. Like, actual wrestling matches. You had Nico Satomura versus Danny Luna, and it was a really good match. And you had Trent Seven versus Jordan Devlin, and I loved every minute of the match. It was great. It was match of the week for me. But I don't know what else to say about it. It was really good.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Usually if you've got a lot to say about something, it's usually a bad thing. But if it's really good, then that's good, because the fact you don't feel the need to explain it pretty much is, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you haven't seen that match already, it's on the network. Like, it's definitely a match worth watching. It was, I think, about a 25-minute, maybe 28-minute match, and it had everything. They had even the kitchen. They threw the kitchen sink at that match.
Well, definitely the 7 in a match, you kind of expect it. The amount of times they fought on the UK independent scene, particularly, yeah, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah, I mean, also the NXT UK champion Walter, as we've seen, is now stateside. What happened was he got put on his ass by Rampage Brown, and now in 2 weeks we're going to have the Rampage Brown versus Walter for the NXT UK Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that, because I'd like to I can't wait to see that match.
Cool. Makes sense.
And the UK brands also announced NXT UK Prelude, which is their own version of WrestleMania as well.
Which actually takes place in the afternoon before Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are, what's it called, Prelude? Then you work out what day it is and what time. So that's why it's called Prelude.
Yeah.
So,
I like how they're giving the UK guys the pre-show duties. She's like, you can do that. That's fine.
Well, to be fair, the NXT UK events usually are like afternoon sort of time, so they're generally not late.
No, they're around 7.
Yeah, which I'm sure is done time-wise to make it easier for the Americans, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But I gave NXT UK a 9 out of 10 this week.
Yeah, I kind of knew that.
9.5. 9 out of 10. I was tempted to give it a 9.5, but there was like one thing that annoyed me. I think I can't remember what it was. But
you did mention about the Heritage Cup earlier, so I was going to ask you about that now.
Yeah. In a couple of weeks' time, there's going to be a a match between Tyler Bate and Noam Dar to decide who's the number one contender for the Heritage Cup.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that they're bringing the Cruiserweight title back across the pond and they're having the Heritage Cup Championship, they're just think about that like in two separate words there. You have a cup and you have a championship.
Right.
Like cups, you see people's like name inscribed once they've when they win it, and like there's the history all over it and stuff. I don't know whether or not they're doing it to the Heritage Cup because there's only been one champion so far. But from what I can tell, the only thing they're doing to the Heritage Cup is putting like a plaque of what country that person's from on it. And like, I don't like it. Turn it into a belt, like make a heritage belt or something.
They may eventually do that, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Would it be a bad thing to do? No. But at the same time, as it's a fairly new thing, really, I wouldn't be overly concerned by it because most things start off. Some stuff does start off bad and it gets refined over time. I mean, I've got much more faith in NXT to fix something like that than I do the main roster.
I mean, looking at it, I thought the Heritage Cup was going to be an annual thing where they compete in the Heritage Cup,
Like
they win
the
the cup,
Classic is,
and
yeah.
they get a championship opportunity for it. Like I thought that's what that was going to be, and then they turned around and said, "Oh, the Heritage Cup will be defended." I was like, "Wait, what? Sorry, the cup's being defended."
Apparently so.
And then the next week it changed from the Heritage Cup to the Heritage Cup Championship, and I was just like,
I'm assuming because they think the championship makes it sound much more like what a belt would be, because it changes hands easier than if you just say it's a cup. Because generally, if a cup,
just turn it into a belt.
I was like, because generally with the cups, you mentioned obviously your name's engraved and stuff. If you go to like sports, baseball, American football, European, the rest of the world's football and stuff, cricket, so the cup's always got the name thing, but there's always like a tournament that leads up to the new champion.
Yeah.
You don't defend it every other week.
No.
So, yeah,
I mean, the World Cup's once every 4 years.
Mm-hmm. European Championship is every 4 years. The Copa America and so on.
Yeah.
The World Series is not every 5 seconds.
Tour de France.
The Super Bowl is once a year.
Yeah.
Just to make it more open up to obviously American audience, possible American audience, and other people to give you an idea. Because these things do not happen weekly; they are once a year or every couple of years. Because that's how that stuff generally works. Yeah. Like you said, if you want to do it, defend it like it's a belt. Make it a belt.
Like Stanley Cup's one as well for all you Canadians out there.
Yeah, ice hockey. There you go. Dun 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 dun.
Puppy power. Wait, wrong show.
I'll say it's pretty much the only thing I remember about ice hockey is that tune. So
yeah.
So unfortunately for you, we're now on to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And the first thing I have up is The Boss versus Mahal.
Is it in yet?
I'm not so sure Sasha would want to do that, but okay.
Like booking.
Yeah.
First women's championship match. First.
Mm-hmm. But bear in mind, it's because it's not the championship that's important. It's the build-up to the Fastlane tag match.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is why later on SmackDown we have the other two members in a match.
Yeah, I guess.
Do I think? Yeah, I've got to say, does it make sense? No.
No.
Does it surprise me? No. So, what I have next is Nakamura and Rollins. How about you?
Yeah, the Rollins segment, as I've called it.
I like it for one reason.
Shin.
We're going to get a match because we're going to get a match between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, but I love the fact that
Shin's shut up. Yeah.
Rollins just like did that whole promo and everything, and Shin just took the microphone off him and went, "Shut up." It was the most. It was like this massive build-up, and then just for 2 words from Nakamura said in like the most like funniest way possible. He was like, "Yes, okay, I'm here for this. Those moments are what matter to me now."
But that is normal. That is Nakamura as he was before WWE got their hands on him. In all honesty, because that's the one you. This is more like the one you would have had in New Japan, who was a much better Nakamura. In all honesty.
Yeah.
But the fact we're going to get the match between two of them at Fastlane, yeah, I'm for that. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it as well. I'll be interested to see who comes out on top, actually, or whether or not there's any interfering from a certain buddy of theirs.
I don't know. Let's ask Robocop. Hey, Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh, we do jokes. But I thought that segment did what it needed to do. It was a very quick and very easy way to have them lead into a match at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, sure.
It wasn't the best way to do it, but at least you could see why Seth would be annoyed and want to fight him.
Yeah.
That at least makes sense. The rest, the lead up and the rest of it, no. But for WWE standards, for a short-term thing to get a match, not the worst thing.
No, I guess not.
Because Seth's like a big crybaby bitch, essentially. If he doesn't get what he wants, he cries.
Yeah, there is that.
And being told to shut up by Shinsuke Nakamura is probably really would have upset him. Going, I don't want to. You can't tell me to shut up. I want a match. It makes sense from his deluded perspective.
Yeah.
So, at least in story, it does kind of make sense, and that's okay. The next thing I have is the double main event from the Mysterios.
Yeah, it's double booking for them.
Yeah, that's the sarcastic term for it. The double main event of Mysterios.
Yep.
Why is my response to that?
I don't know.
I mean, not being funny. Why are the Street Profits in this?
I honestly do not know.
I mean,
I mean, it was a great match, but I was surprised that Mysterio's got the win because Profits are supposed to be getting their rematch for the championship soon. Eventually.
Yeah, not listed on the Fastlane pay-per-view though, which I found weird.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked when I saw the card too.
I mean, as far as I can see, there is 6 matches, but I don't know if there's a pre-show match. Maybe there'll be a men's tag title match on it, but there'll be maybe it'll be a pre-show match.
I hope it's not pre-show.
Well, if there is one, that's where it will be, considering what the other matches are. Because to be honest, I don't really know how. So
I mean, the second match of the two was actually pretty. It was.
That's the Alpha Academy, yes. So it's Otis and Gabriel.
Yeah. I mean, Otis's descent into the heel life is kind of And
I think
like,
I think Gable is a surprisingly good heel because I had doubts about that, but
yeah,
seems to be doing a very good job.
he's gone from the Shorty G face movement to the I've had enough heel movement. And it isn't that bad as far as heel goes. I've seen worse.
No, but Shorty G. But yeah, I mean, hopefully he's got through it and he's going to get what he deserves because the guy's got talent. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I was thinking that they was going to be doing like a Mysterio's beat the Street Profits, so I thought that there might be a chance that they'd beat the Alpha Academy too. But when the Alpha Academy won, I was just kind of left there, sitting there, scratching my chin, thinking, okay, so who's getting the title opportunity next? Because I am just.
Do you see this thing down here that's going across the bottom of the screen right there?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah. But I have honestly no idea what's happening with the tag team titles, and I don't think like, if in all honesty WWE Creative has anything on what's happening with the titles either.
With either set of men's tag titles, really, but particularly the SmackDown ones. So, yeah. Let's see. So, what do you have after that?
The DB segment.
DB.
Daniel
Bryan. Right. Yeah.
I said DB because that's what he seems to be known as now on SmackDown. Roman calls him DB. Uso calls him DB.
Maybe you're mishearing. Maybe they're calling him DP.
I don't know.
DP.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So,
better than DK.
Depends if you like DK, I guess. But again, sure.
It was promo for promo, basically. Daniel's doing his promo. Roman came out, did a promo. Bryan laughed his promo off and did a promo back. As far as storyline building is concerned, it was pretty shit.
The other issue I'd have with it as well is why would you not have them do promos or something similar?
Yeah.
At the main event, why would you do it now at this point in the show? That alone made no sense.
No, it didn't. It really didn't.
It was a bit weird. Although the next thing I have kind of made me laugh, and that was Corbin and Zayn.
Yes. The whole least anticipated match in SmackDown history.
Yeah. It's like
but didn't they have the gobbledygooker fight somebody on SmackDown? And they compared them to that.
I think what WWE Creative did, right, is they did an online search of Reddit and they found a Reddit page and all this stuff was listed on it and they just put it into a video thing. That'll do.
It was terrible. I mean, the one thing we did get out of it was Kevin Owens and commentary.
Oh yeah, and he got a Palooza kick for his troubles.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is going to mean that Kevin and Sami are going to go at it again, and hopefully it will be as good as their matches were in NXT, because some of the stuff they did in NXT was pretty incredible.
I am hoping to get a Mania match.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'd be happy to see that.
So there's 2 nights.
And then the conspiracy.
You've got to fill both nights.
And then the conspiracy video played afterwards. Yeah.
I have the thing with that. It goes with his character. It's all good.
Yeah.
So whether you like it or not, it's consistent.
I so love if they said Sami could do his conspiracy video on WrestleMania weekend, and then gave him the pre-show for it and not main show, and he started kicking off about that as well. That would be so funny.
Well, he won't be on the DVD then, so he doesn't get paid appearance fees and stuff for that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's always one of those weird things that happens. Because the thing is, they've got to try and fill out the Mania card somehow. So I'm surprised they're even having a pre-show, considering that it's over 2 nights. Why would you bother? You got to fill
just
both.
Just have one pre-show on the first night, and then not bother with a pre-show.
The thing is, you still got to fill both nights.
Yeah.
So why would you bother? Is my honest answer to that one.
I think it's more like tradition, where they talk about the action on what action's going to be happening on what day.
Yeah, okay, then have half an hour where they just talk about the show in the lead up to it. Don't bother having a match on the pre-show.
We skipped over something on Raw, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. Would you like to address it?
The Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton match that's been announced for tonight.
I was going to save that for the Fastlane section.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't mention it.
Completely went over my head. I literally just thought of it for some reason. No idea why. Kind of freaky.
It went over Alexis as well, because she's only about 5'2". But
5 feet of fury.
Yeah, something like that anyway. Yeah, so... We did like
fiendishness.
Yeah, we will get to that when we talk about Fastlane. But the Corbin Zayn thing, great. All good stuff.
The Kevin Sammy thing that might be happening, fingers crossed. I'm all for that too.
Mania.
Yeah, Mania definitely.
So, let's see.
Big E and Apollo.
Oh, yes. The I didn't put it on the list, but yes, you are right. It's the old
It was okay.
Let's do stars.
It was okay for what it was. Let's just move on. Don't get me started on the accent again.
Yeah. Right. Belair and Baszler.
I swear it changed.
Yeah. Belair and Baszler.
Different.
Come on. Let's move on. Belair and Baszler. The other half of the World Tag Team title match.
Nia walked out. Still no idea why she walked out.
Sasha did the same thing.
No, Sasha turned around and said at the start of the match she didn't come down to ringside at all. She did her entrance music and everything, and then decided, yeah, actually, you know what, Belair, you've got this.
No, but they both did it. That's the thing. It doesn't. The reason and justification is irrelevant. They both did it.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
For no reason. It was dumb. Just don't come out or both come out. Or come out with your partner. Otherwise, don't bother.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to come out later in a match and interfere in it. At least that would make sense.
I mean, when you talk about interference, after Nia walked out, Tamina and Natalya jumped Shayna and Belair. Probably because they're as frustrated with WWE booking as we are, to be honest. Let's face it.
Well, Natalya's endured it for a very long time, so if anyone has so much to be frustrated, it's probably Natalya.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Tamina's been there as well.
Yeah, but Natalya dates back from when you used to actually have divas.
Yeah.
So it's a bit longer than that.
Tamina was just managing her cousins.
Yeah. And trying to live down the fact of being related to a certain former wrestler, which we will. We're just going to glaze over that one and move along. If you know who it is, fine. If you don't know, you don't need to know. Nobody needs that in their life. Let's just forget about that part to me. But yeah, I'm assuming they just want to get a tag title match at some point. Then that's why they jumped them.
I mean, like after what happened, I don't see why the Fastlane tag team championship match, women's tag team championship match, hasn't become a triple threat, because that would have been like a good decision in itself.
maybe it's like they may announce on the pre-show.
Yeah, possibly. I hope so.
WWE are known to do that, so
Yeah, but the part of me thinks would they have been able to keep that quiet?
yeah. Because if it's a last minute thing they decide to do, then yeah, because nobody would know. So, apart from the head of talent relations and possibly Vince.
True.
So it depends who would know. That's the honest answer to that one. If only certain people know, then yeah, it's very easy to keep it quiet. Depends who the company knows when it comes to things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the main event.
Or as I like to call it, which one of these men will interfere in the title match?
I still reckon both will anyway.
That's the joke.
It was basically ribs versus shoulder throughout the entire match, to be honest.
You sound like a butcher right now, by the way. It's ribs versus shoulder.
Because Edge had his ribs hurt, and then Jay had his shoulder hurt. And they just wouldn't stop talking about the ribs and the shoulders. I was like, do you think they've hurt their ribs or their shoulders?
No.
No, me neither.
No. I think he hurt his little pinky, and the other one hurt his boo boo.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I did like about this match was the way it finished.
Do you mean the end of the match, or do you mean what happened after the match?
I mean the end of the match, but I did like the end of SmackDown as well. But
okay.
I didn't see the spear coming from Edge. Like I didn't think that he was going to hit the spear right there and then, so it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Clearly, neither did Jay. That's why he lost.
But yeah, what did make me laugh though was that Jay rolled out the ring after the match had ended, obviously. And still with an injured shoulder, but then managed to attack Daniel Bryan with said injured shoulder and throw him to his cousin for a spear. Like, your shoulder's fine now.
Good.
Yeah. I had some special cream from the ringside medic. It made me feel all numb and tingly so I could smack Daniel Bryan once, and throw him into the ring.
My shoulder was cured by the tribal chief.
Hallelujah to the bloodline.
That was dumb. I'm curious about how it will go with Edge being the one, obviously, who's going to be the special enforcer. Also, Roman Reigns is clearly an idiot, because why would you attack the person who's going to be the enforcer for your match?
I mean, unless he's uber confident.
Or uber stupid. Either way, it's not clever.
Either way, you're making me hungry saying uber.
Uber, 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 uber.
Uber, booba, booba.
Uber. So, yeah. So that'll be interesting. So now, at the end of that week of WWE mediocre booking, we have Fastlane, which will be...
I gave SmackDown 7 out of 10. It was better than Raw.
Yeah.
But
NXT was better than that, and NXT UK was your best one overall.
Yeah, there's like only the tiniest part that I didn't like about it. I mean, NXT UK, even like Ilya Dragunov, there was a segment. It's just like a short segment, but Gradwell came up to Ilya and he said, "Listen, mate, you're a yogurt. You're this. You're that. I could beat you in a custody match. I could beat you in I listed off all these matches, and then he let slip a no DQ match." And Ilya perked up and he went, "No DQ match? Fine. Yep, sure." And Gradwell was just like, Wait, huh?
Why would you offer Dragunov an ODQ match? Are you mental?
It was like I was just like it. All they needed was a subheading in the top left corner of the screen saying it was this moment Gradwell knew he fucked up.
Yeah, that's like offering Walter a match where you can only win by doing chops.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to watch the Gradwell versus Ilya match. It's going to be really good.
I think that's fair enough. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Well, obviously, because Fastlane hasn't happened yet, obviously we can't comment on any of the matches there. I guess your match of the week is your favourite one. Was your match for the week? Was your match for the NXT UK one? Devlin and
yeah, Devlin and Seven.
Yeah. So cool, not a problem. So now we'll get on to Fastlane.
Yeah, I mean the overall week was a 7.7, 7.75.
They've had worse weeks, absolutely. I would agree.
Yeah, like
But
last week.
Bearing in mind, it's a week. It's the week literally leading to the pay-per-view, so it should be better.
Yeah.
So, do I think they did enough? Probably in general, no. But again,
No.
it's not the worst either.
No, it's been alright.
Right. We'll start with the women's tag team title match,
Yeah.
which we have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Bianca Belair.
I'm hoping it becomes a triple threat.
Yes, we touched on this just now. So you're hoping that Natalia and Tamina get added, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they don't, then I really hope that Belair and Sasha don't get the championships. I think retain, please.
Okay. So if it's just a match as it's been announced so far, you want a retention. What if it is a triple threat?
I wouldn't mind Tamina and Natalia walking away with the titles.
Okay. It actually makes sense to me.
I think Natalia's done Natalia deserves something like that happen to her because
better than what she's given. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right. The weird thing is here that the way these are listed, right? They're listed in a certain order, which is weird considering the next match on the listed order. This is how I got this off the official listing. Is the Universal Title match, which does seem a bit weird. Right. So I'm assuming they won't be in this order, despite the fact this was the official listing order I was given.
Yeah.
But okay. We could just rearrange it and do them in the order they probably should be in, right? What do you reckon?
Nah, just do it like this, otherwise I'm going to be even more disappointed tonight.
Okay, Brian and Daniel Bryan against Roman Reigns.
I want Daniel Bryan to win.
Especially enforcer Edge.
I want Daniel Bryan to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's going to because booking.
Do we think it's gonna? He's not going to win because of Edge.
I can see it being an accident. Like Edge gets knocked into Daniel and costs him it by accident.
Okay.
And then Daniel Bryan gets all emotional, and then before WrestleMania happens, he turns around and he says, I'll put my career on the line if I get added to the title match at Mania.
Okay.
And that way his last title shot / title run thing ends at Mania.
His last big matches at Mania is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'd like for that to happen, but
I can say. So basically you're going for Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. Hang on just a sec. Just got to do something, so just bear with me.
Bruce said Reigns as well, so. You don't have any comments. No comments. So yeah, for tonight I have pork pies, cheese and pickle from Morrison's because I like them. I have Kinder Buenos, the white chocolate ones. I have Skittles. I have barbecue pop chips. I have some gold bars and some Lucozade. And that's the extent of my fast lane snack bag. So, yeah. I may have some alcohol, hair of the dog and all that, but I do believe that my family is sorting dinner, so I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. Which will probably impact on how many snacks I have during the actual pay-per-view itself. So, yeah. Peter has his dinner, and he's still muted.
Sorry, guys. That is why I had to run him, because basically it would have burnt otherwise.
I had the pleasure of letting them all know what snacks I'd purchased for the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, well, it's always important to be snacked up and ready, because particularly here if you're in the UK, because obviously for us it's very early in the morning. So
yeah, so I went through my £4 budget snack bag.
That's fair enough.
I was actually pleasantly surprised that some of the stuff was on offer. I only spent £4.
Never a bad thing.
No.
Never a bad thing at all. So, cool. So the next thing we have on the list is the Intercontinental title match. It is Big E versus Apollo Crews.
I do not care. Honestly, Apollo's new attitude, yeah, sure, give him the win, but I think Big E retains.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm 50-50 on it. It's too hard to call.
Hey! Bucky! 50-50. Right. Nakamura versus Rollins. It's probably the hardest one to predict, in all fairness.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends which way WWE's going to go with the storyline.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping Nakamura wins. Because I hate the Vision. I hate the whole Vision gimmick. So I'm totally against Seth at the moment. Which is weird considering his previous gimmicks.
It's probably why Nakamura told him to shut up.
Yeah.
That's cool. Although I shouldn't have said that would be the hardest one to predict, because I think the hardest one's going to be the last one I get to. But next up on the list is Riddle versus Ali.
I think Riddle retains. But hear me out. I want Ali to win.
Okay.
Because I feel like if he doesn't, then this is just a waste of time. And also, if he doesn't, I want Retribution to turn on him tonight. Like, honestly, it needs. You can feel the tension building. Like, it needs to happen. Either he turns on Retribution or Retribution turns on him.
Fair enough. Well, I think it's fun. And last but not least, the mighty Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton.
We love a good Fiend return, don't we?
Yeah. Who will be shocked if it's not the Fiend?
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it.
The way WWE are with intergender, there is no way.
There's no way the Fiend doesn't return tonight.
Yeah, because there is no way that Walton and Alexa are having an actual match.
I mean, unless Alexa's bulked up and become a second Nia Jax or something, like, because she got RKO'd in the Royal Rumble. One of my all-time favorite Rumble moments.
Yeah, I mean, that's a weird exemption to WWE's non-intergender thing, but
There you go. I got one name for you there, Reginald.
yeah, but he's not a wrestler. He's a what do you call it?
Sommelier.
There you go.
That went in the CWC in the Performance Center, and did feature on NXT once in a squash match against a certain superstar that I will not name.
Well, that's something to bear in mind. Obviously, not on the show either.
No. But also you got McIntyre versus Sheamus too.
That isn't on the list of what I had.
It's been promoted.
Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean it's not on. Isn't going to happen. It's just not on the list I had.
It's no holds barred.
Oh, we'll just assume it's on there then. So, what do we think?
I think McIntyre prevails, but I'd like to see Sheamus win.
You and your Irish biased.
No, I think Sheamus has just been through the ringer recently, and I think he's gets taken for granted a bit too much. Kind of reminds me of Finn Balor, wasn't it, when he was in main roster?
Yeah, I am joking, by the way, but I can see why there was a case for Sheamus. Finn's different because I think the problem that happened with Finn is the reason Finn was dealt with that way is because the minute they put the title on him and struck a rocket on him, he got injured. Not his fault, but he got injured. So
we all know whose fault that was.
Yeah, Mr. No Vision.
Mm-hmm.
But
I had somebody turn around and say to me that they had 20/20 vision yesterday, and I said, "Oh, if your vision's out of date, then you need to go to Specsavers."
ouch. Did they get it? No.
No. He was blonde, so I just let it slide.
I would point out that you've got blonde in your hair.
Yeah, but my hair's dead.
Obviously, we've already kind of touched upon this question, but we'll mention it anyway. Possible surprises or returns?
Fiend.
Well, yeah, we already covered that one.
Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso, sorry. The other Uso, I reckon.
Makes sense.
And I think that he could cost Roman the title to put a different spin on things.
It'd be interesting. Also a bit too creative, so I'm not sure that would fly.
Yeah.
Could be a bit weird. I think you've covered most of them, to be honest. Should probably give my predictions, be fair about it. So, I think Banks and Belair are winning because I think WWE are going to do that stupid ass trope they do where they have the challenger and the champion also be the champions. Yeah, I know it's dumb, but it's WWE booking.
Yeah.
So, it is. Roman. I think Edge costs Brian because I think what happened is Edge is going to try and spear Roman.
Where you going?
I'm going to Sarah's and I'm going home.
I think Edge will try and spear Roman. Roman moves up and he hits Brian and it costs Brian the match.
Yeah.
So that's how I think that happens. Big E and Apollo. I think Big E. because I just do. I don't think they're going to take it off the top off him that quickly.
Yeah.
So, Nakamura and Rollins. I want Nakamura, but I think it'd be Rollins because they love Rollins.
I wouldn't mind an AOP return
Good luck with that.
just to shake things up a bit.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Why?
Considering why they were released, I don't think it's very likely. Track record would have been, they were released because of track record of being injured because they were both easily injury prone, and that's WWE's official reason to why they released them.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's why, in that opinion, but wouldn't be the worst of it. But I do suspect that also it could be a case of Murphy gets involved and helps Seth win. It's always a possibility.
Yeah.
Because, Buddy wants all that vision.
Well,
Yes, Aaron hates that. So, Riddle and Ali. I think Riddle wins, and I think you're right. I think Retribution turn on Ali. But we'll see if I'm right. Let's see. Bliss and Orton will be basically nothing. It'll be like a non-contest because, the Fiend, basically.
I hope they go as creative as possible with that, though.
Well, they could really surprise us all and then have all the lights go off and then it comes on and it's Bo Dallas.
Wait, they found him in catering?
Well, that's why it'd be creative. Or, if you want to do the catering thing, lights go off, lights come on, it's Aleister Black.
See, I wouldn't be opposed to that because I'm an Aleister Black fan. Leave me alone.
Nothing wrong with that. I like Aleister Black. I'm with you on that one. So, but I think it's set up for the Fiend, and that's what's going to happen there. So essentially, that'll be a non-match. It'd be more like an angle.
I've heard a little bit in the rumor mill about Aleister Black coming back for a Mania match.
Yeah.
Against Daniel Bryan.
Well,
he comes back full heel.
I heard from a very reliable source he's coming back for a Mania match and it's going to be against Vince McMahon. That source was Selena Vega. No, I'm kidding.
Contract on a pole match?
It was just far too easy. And as for Sheamus and Drew, because I think they're going to try and put Drew back towards the title, and that'll probably be the Mania match. It'll be Drew against Lashley, unless by some miracle Brock turns up, and it might even be a triple threat.
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing the triple threat, and I don't think Vince would either.
Well, he has a hard-on for Brock, let's be honest.
He's got a rock-on for Brock-on.
Yeah, because he likes big, beefy men. Look at that body. So, yeah.
Can't even laugh because it's true.
Yeah. Just stating facts to the world.
Yep.
Cool. So I think we've pretty much covered all of the stuff then. Anything else you'd like to throw in or suggest at all?
Nope.
I have one. WWE, get Shane McMahon better storylines, better jokes, and get him in shape.
But what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to book him that way, do it better.
Yes.
Right. So we'll.
What he said.
So I will leave them on that, and what we will do is then go on to all the fun stuff for the social. So literally, we'll start with Aaron because we have Aaron's charity page. Yay! So I'm just going to drop the ticker out of the way so we can see what it says. There we go. So Kermit Colours, still to the end of the month. Guys, share, donate if you can, and
Haven't had any donations this month.
yeah, watch to those live streams and stuff. It'd be useful. The swear jar will mount up if he keeps doing stuff. It'll be fine. What I like to tell people, what I tell you about that, and I think it's a point, is particularly in the UK, people usually don't get wages until the end of the month. Plus, with what's going on with lockdown, all things are a bit complicated. So I think most things are at the end of the month, and I think that's why that's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I can always prolong the month if I need to, so that it can carry on.
Apparently, you're a Roman emperor now, so.
I'm a Roman emperor?
No, they used to do things like that, make the months longer because they wanted a month to be longer. Stuff they would arbitrarily change stuff. It was a thing. So,
Fair enough.
also, there's Aaron's Twitch, which I don't have the graphic for, but Aaron says he may be on later doing a stream. So, if you guys have a look out for that and check out Aaron's Twitch, is actually easy enough to find because it's twitch.com, and no, that way. Basically, the Kermit Colours thing right there. That's his Twitch.
Yep.
So there's all kinds of stuff that goes on there. It's fun. Give it a check out. Lots of giggles. Okay. Just going to go back up some of the other stuff as well. You guys can also find us on our Twitter, which is here. Set up. I know it's a Salt and Stuff network, but this is for all the shows. So anything related to any of them, just do it on there. Also, the Instagram is there, so you've got stuff there too. Fantastic. And last night was the first showing of this show, which is the Broken Film Show, which took place last night. It went very well. We talked about Harry Potter, and it went amazingly funny. So there we go. And we'll go on to the Patreon. So check out the Patreon levels, give it a look if you can. Donate, it would be useful, and helps us do stuff essentially. So it would be useful. There's stuff in for you, extra content, bonus shows, and merch at certain levels. So check that out.
Merchandise?
Yeah, if you pop to the right tiers, you do, yeah. So
nice.
It's all explained there. Also, we have the Patreon only show, which will be done within the next week or so, which will be this show. So this is the fun show where everything goes, but it's for the Patreons only. So this will not be shown on a normal stream. You have to be a Patreon to get it.
And chair shot out of nowhere.
Exactly. Chair shot out of nowhere. And last but not least, our sponsor, which is Joint Light Photography. Yeah, it's always the opposite way to what you think it is. So when it comes to pointing these things, yeah. So weddings, events, and stuff like that. Give it a look, see what it is, and hopefully go what it is. On certain tier levels, there's also some features and stuff related to our sponsor, so do check that out as well. Okay, I think that is pretty much everybody covered, which is cool. Right. So Aaron might be checking out. Aaron might be streaming later, so you can probably check him out on Twitch. He'll be up later on today to watch Fastlane, so he will be soaking all that stuff in. And the next time we do a show, we will discuss what happened, as well as all the other events that have transpired as well. Well, next time we do this show, I should say, because obviously next time we'll be doing a show will be Wednesday. So.
Yeah.
Which is not this show, that is Salting Stuff, which is not this. So
Steph was not happy with the clip that I chose for my video log this week, by the way.
yes, so I heard. It's you just have to be a bit careful with that, I think, to be honest. So
I did say while we was on the podcast.
yeah, but the saying, and then there's actually doing, because sometimes somebody will say something on there and you just think, oh, it's just because I said it on there, but they don't realise, no, I'm actually going to do it. So it's one of those things you have to be a bit careful of to make it clear you did actually mean it.
Yeah.
But it happens. I mean, look at WWE's booking.
It is what it
Probably
is.
It's probably how much of that stuff happens. Somebody just says it, and so everyone thinks it's a joke until it happens. Like, oh, you meant it.
Oh, well, shit.
I think on that note, though, we'll let you guys go, and we will see you soon, though. So let's give everybody a wave. So, wave.
Wave.